China has vowed to fight to the end after President Donald Trump threatened new tariffs of 50% on Chinese goods. This marks a dangerous escalation in the trade war, which has already caused massive global market losses. Now, despite mounting economic pressure, Trump has ruled out pausing his aggressive trade policy. Now, in response, Beijing announced its own 34% duties on U.S. imports set to take effect Thursday. Trump warned of further levies if China retaliates, potentially pushing tariffs on Chinese goods to a staggering 104%. China has strongly rejected Washington's tactics, calling them pressure, threats and blackmail, and urged the U.S. to engage with, quote, equity, respect and mutual benefit, end quote, in any future negotiations. And for more on this, I'm joined by our international correspondent, Afua Hagan. Afua, how have the markets responded to Trump's tariffs today? Is it fair to say it's a more balanced picture?
Absolutely, Judith. Today is not a roller coaster that yesterday was, certainly. So, for a recap, the UK's FTSE 100, the London Stock Exchange, was up 1.9% about an hour ago. Germany's DAX has risen 1.5%, and France's stock exchange 1.3% higher as well. UK banks doing much better than they were yesterday. So banks and energy firms are the ones that are the biggest gainers in the FTSE 100 today. They've been helped by a small rebound in the price of oil. So oil giants, BP up 3%, Shell up 2%, UK banks, Lloyds and Barclays up about 2% as well. In China and Hong Kong, those stocks recovered some ground today. Yesterday, they were massively down. They missed today's trading on Friday because of a regional holiday, so that really impacted the markets yesterday. China's blue chip CSI 300 climbing 1.7%. The Shanghai Composite Index regaining 1.6% at close as well. So the markets have recovered slightly, a bit of a rebound from yesterday. So not as gloomy a picture as it was this time yesterday afternoon.
It seems like China is remaining determined and not to back down over what they say is economic bullying from the U.S. So what's the latest on their stance now?
Absolutely. China have dug their heels in. They have said that, look, what President Trump is doing amounts to economic bullying. And just to give you a bit of a recap on that, basically, Donald Trump has said that he's willing to put an extra 50% tariff on goods imported to America if China doesn't take away the retaliatory tariffs of 34% that they said they will put on because of the tariffs that Donald Trump put in. So, like I said, it's tit for tat here, isn't it? That can mean that some US products could have a tariff of 104% on their goods. Now, China has said, look, if you're going to introduce these high tariffs, we're going to have to do the same. The US came back and said, you know what, if you do what we did, then we're going to have to escalate our tariffs more. So where do we go from here? Will China increase their retaliatory tariffs? We just don't know. But what China will not want to do is appear weak. They will not want to appear that they're going to back down, even though these tariffs could cripple the Chinese export center. Because if they give in over this, that means that the US has won, and they could potentially give in over anything. And they absolutely do not want to do that. So these countermeasures, as they are calling them, are here to stay. The Chinese Communist Party is confident that, look, they don't need a trade war, but also they are not going to capitulate to the United States, who they say is engaging in economic bullying. So where we are now is awaiting to see if the US president will in fact put that extra 50% tariff on Chinese goods. Like I said, that could mean some goods have 104% tariff on them. That is huge.
That is huge indeed. Tariff wars or not, is there any chance that there could be a pause on these tariffs coming into effect? I mean, when you think about it, would the World Trade Organization step in? What could be?
Listen, we are where we are. Donald Trump has said tariffs are coming in, and it's actually tomorrow, right? That they are going to take effect for lots of countries around the world. The White House and him have all said that it's fake news, that they are going to be taken away, that he is confident that these tariffs will remain. Some people are still saying that this potentially could be a bargaining chip. So, in fact, tariffs will remain, but not at the huge levels they are now. And what he wants is for countries to come to the table and make their deals and decide, we're going to have zero for zero here, or we're going to buy more of this, so you can lower the tariffs. But tariffs are here to stay under this current Trump presidency. And like I said, lots of them due to come into effect tomorrow. So where a couple of minutes we were talking about the rebound on the markets doing a little bit better, unless we get an announcement today that said the tariffs might be delayed for negotiations, or Donald Trump is going to rip them all up and rip up his big board with all the numbers on it and decide that he's not doing this, we are where we are. So the markets tomorrow could tell us a very different story. But right now, Judith, I don't think we're going to see tariffs being taken away. But we are talking about Donald Trump, and we know that he's a maverick who does whatever he wants, whenever he wants to do.
He never sticks to script, does he? Afua, many thanks for doing this with us. We appreciate you for coming. Afua Hagan, our international correspondent, giving us a bit of insight following the China-US trade wars as tariff may come into effect.